Sorry about that. Let's Okay. I think I got everything there. Welcome back to the Bone Zone, everybody. I'm your host, IHS here. Uh, we're going to take a bit of a different route today. Um, we're just going to play some casual games just to kind of wind down. Um, I have been recently playing the Pikmin ports, Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2 ports for the Switch in anticipation for next week, which will be Pikmin 4. I hopefully will be streaming that. But in the meantime, I've completed Pikmin 1, I've completed the first part of Pikmin 2, and I'm currently in the second part. So we're just going to go from there. I am currently. Oh, that's the wrong button. So we're in the Frontier Cavern. We're on floor 2. Yeah, sub-level 2. So for those who do not know, Pikmin is a game where in most of the cases your main character is, if I can get it here, is the guy up in front here. His name is Olimar, Captain Olimar. He, in the first game, he's flying through on a vacation and a meteor hits his ship and crashes on a distant planet, which basically is Earth, but like many, many years later after humans are gone. And these people are so tiny that like a battery is the size of a ladder compared to them. And he had 30 days to recover the lost ship parts to his vessel, or else he would die from oxygen poisoning because they do not breathe he does not breathe oxygen. He discovered the creatures that are currently swarming around our characters called the Pikmin, and with their help, it kind of helped to get through any challenges, and with our supervision, they basically did most of our work for us and helped us to survive. In Pikmin 2, the one we are currently here, the first part is we come back from being stranded on the planet back to our home planet and find that the company we work for has undergone quite a massive amount of debt because they tried to sell. They had a pack because they're like a shipment company, and the other employee that normally would be with us for the first half, Louis, was assigned to take a shipment of golden pick carrots, which is just a type of plant that is normally on their planet. But he was attacked by space rabbits, and all of the carrots were eaten. So the company had a 20,000 Poco debt, or 10,000 Poco debt. Yeah, 10,000. I don't know the translation, the how that equates to American money, but I'm sure somebody can try to do the science behind it. So the first half of the game is heading back to the planet because it turns out the souvenir that Captain Omar brought back for his son was worth, I believe it was like 100 Pocos or something like that. And so we got sent back to collect enough treasures to repay the entire debt. However, we got through that, but we accidentally left Louis behind. So we came back to not only find him, but also to claim what other treasures we could find. Okay, so how Pikmin works as an actual game. So we lead an army of Pikmin. That's the little creatures here. They are plant-like creatures, as you can probably kind of guess from the flowers on their head. Um, they are basically the lowest of the food chain here. Like, everything wants to eat them. And if they are not present, you're probably next on the food chain. Um, but because of that, they've adapted in a way so that they can take, obviously not right now, but up on the surface, they can take deceased enemies and other certain items back to their what's called an onion, basically like a planter, and repurpose it to plant new Pikmin. Obviously, the amount depends on what is brought back and whatnot. There's also several different types of Pikmin. In the first game, there were three: red, yellow, and blue. The red ones are fire resistant and deal the most damage. Yellows are resistant to electricity and can get thrown higher. And the blue ones are just able to be in water. I can't remember if there's another trait to the blue ones, but that's as far as I know for blue ones. In the second game, they introduced two more, which are purple Pikmin, which are heavier, so when you throw them on an enemy or in an area, if they directly hit the ground or that enemy, they will provide like a stun in a sense, which is actually kind of very strong. And the other attribute for purple Pikmin is they count when they go to carry something, because anytime you go to carry something, it like you throw Pikmin and it puts a fraction there. So the top part of it is how many Pikmin you have currently trying to lift it, and the bottom half is what's normally required just to carry it. Most cases, you can put double the amount that is on the bottom. So like if we put 14 Pikmin, it would be carried twice as fast. But like I said, with the purple Pikmin, it counts as 10, so it can carry that all by itself. Now, obviously, being one-man army trying to carry a whole thing that 10 Pikmin should, it's not going to be very fast. Now, one thing to note with these Pikmin, there's 3 stages for every single one of them. The ones that you get the most commonly freshly out of the ground are leaf Pikmin. So like the flowers on the heads would be just a leaf. Then you have a bud, which is the middle stage, and then lastly you have the flowers. As you go up in the stages, they get significantly faster and I believe also do a little bit more damage. It might not be more damage, it might just be because they're faster. But it's faster in walking speed, carrying speed, and I believe attack speed. So, right now, like I said, we're trying to go through and find treasures. In this game, to find treasures, there's a very few amount on the surface, but most of them are going to be in caves. And so we're in one cave. A lot of the caves have names. Like I said, So one thing to note is, like I said, a lot of things just want to eat or kill Pikmin. It's just it can be very dangerous. So one thing to note with Pikmin is you can have only You can have a maximum amount of Pikmin that is 100. You cannot exceed 100 Pikmin. Regardless of the type, it is a max total. That's just gonna... They're gonna struggle and then try to... They'll probably aggro on these guys. So we're just gonna knock those out real quick. You know, I wonder if there's anything up here. There's not. Okay. Okay, so I'll try my best to kind of explain any of the enemies that we face, though some of them I have to deal with them in a fast manner. The reason why we're carrying the dead enemies back, because like I said, normally on the surface, Pikmin will take it back to their onions so that they can make new... oh, actually, I do have a good example. So, if you look... So... So if you look very carefully, along near the right side of this red Pikmin group, you'll see that some of them don't have straight up flowers. The one has a leaf, and then 3 of them have buds. So some Pikmin, like some enemies, when they shake, it'll knock the flowers back down 1 or even 2 stages. It really depends on what the enemy does. Okay. So that loud dinging noise is the treasure finder. It'll tell us when a treasure is nearby. It can be a little loud. I do apologize on that. However, mostly it's going to be very useful so that if we cannot physically see it, because some treasures are buried, and that actually leads into the 5th group of the 5th type of Pikmin that they have introduced in this game, which is white Pikmin. So white Pikmin, they're very small, which means they have the weakest attack. However, they are the fastest in basically most regards, if not in all regards. They have red eyes instead of normal eyes like the rest of the Pikmin do, and that allows them to see things that are like buried. And that, like I said, which some treasures are buried, and they would be able to start digging it up to the point where any other Pikmin can help it pick it up. The other trait is they are both immune to poison, because like there are some enemies and environmental hazards that emit poison in like a cloud, and the other half of that is when they are consumed, they give off a poison which can severely damage enemies, and in most cases straight up kill them. Okay, so one of the major enemies we have on this floor is, from the looks of it, a bulbbear. So one of the most iconic enemies in this game are bulborbs. Bulborbs are 2-legged, almost like frog-like creatures. Usually they have spotted backs, they have a mouth, 2 stalk-like eyes, and they love to eat Pikmin. They come in baby form and adult form. For what we have here, a Spoldy Bulbbear, basically they're more dangerous versions of it because they actively will seek out food rather than just be sleeping, because a lot of times bulborbs will be sleeping. See, like that, it's already acquired us here. And for this one, as another instance, if you once you kill it, you are set on a timer before it will actually respawn. I believe it's once it gets half its health back, it'll stand back up. So we're going to send some fire pikmin to deal with the fire, call them back because that dwarf bulb bear is getting ideas. I'm actually going to throw. So what this is it's a lollipop flower. So if we throw pikmin into it, it'll shoot out pikmin of the flower's color. So in this case, we're gonna throw 5 pikmin in of red, and we're gonna get 4 or 5 white pikmin. So one thing to note, so normally you actually straight up have to manually pluck the pikmin. However, in this game they introduced an upgrade that lets you just blow your whistle and they'll pop out of the ground. So that is something to note. I'm going to send a couple of yellows there to deal with that. Because if there's one hazard I do not risk under almost every circumstance is electricity. So, oh, that's a lot of bulb blurbs. So we're gonna use our bitter spray and we're gonna just punch the poop out of them. Okay, so as I was saying, out of all the hazards, so there are hazards in almost every sense of the word. So like for example, there are little spouts that spit out fire, like I mentioned earlier, and we can kind of see over there. There's a little like orange ring that spits out poison clouds. Water is a hazard for any pikmin that isn't blue or can't swim. But I would say the most dangerous is electricity, because in most circumstances for hazards, there is a brief period in which you can call the pikmin and it will. So like if they're on fire and you call them, it'll put the fire out. Or if they're drowning and you call them, they'll work their way to shore and then try their best to get out of it. But electricity, it is instant. It will give you no hesitation. You could argue that like being crushed or boulders or whatever, or explosions you can kind of avoid. It's very telegraphed. It's very rare for things to explode. So I usually don't consider that a freak one. Because like I said, when it does come up, it's very, very telegraphed. And almost to a lesser extent, I would say, like boulders, or I guess you would more so call that being like crush, it's a little bit more frequent, but it's usually explosions and crushing are tied strictly to in most cases just to enemies. In this game specifically, there are dungeons that will straight up just drop either bomb rocks or boulders on top of nowhere. You cannot effectively predict this. Well, in a sense, you can kind of, but I think it's effectively triggered by like when you and your pikmin go past a certain point, it has a possibility trigger, because it's kind of random in a sense. Usually the two most common ones are boulders and eggs. So eggs are usually not harmful at all. Once you hit the ground, they crack open, and usually there's either nectar, which turns your Pikmin from leaf to flower, or if they don't get enough of it, into buds. Um, they also, in this game, sometimes drop the sprays, which there's two. There's spicy spray, which is the red one, which when you use it, it makes your Pikmin go a lot faster for a certain amount of time. Give me one second. And the other one is the bitter spray, which you use on enemies, which and then a lot less likely to occur is bomb rocks, which, like I said, can be very telegraphed, but it's a lot more dangerous because it not only is there, even though it's telegraphed, there's not, once it actually happens, there's not a recovery period, and on top of that, there is a wider area of effect for it. Ooh, there's marble. Oh. Okay. So what we just experienced is... So what we just experienced is a... it's not a snatching lumbug. I can't remember the actual name of it. But it's... So, like, if... Once we enter this floor, I'm sure you noticed the enemy kept trying to swoop in and pick up the Pikmin. And what it does is it throws them violently on the floor, on the ground enough to replant them. It's a little annoying, but it actually straight up cannot kill Pikmin. Because I don't think they can try to... They don't fly over empty holes, so they can't just drop it into the abyss. It's always on a surface. So that's the one on the left. The one on the right picks up captains instead. So instead, it won't pick up the Pikmin, but it'll pick us up, and it will throw us on the ground and damage us. So this one, I believe it's called the swooping snitch bug. Like I said, it'll just try to grab your Pikmin and replant them. As I said before, it's going to... Oop. Give me one moment. I'll be right back, everybody. was saying goodbye to my nephew because they were visiting. So let's see, where were we? Okay, bugs that like to grab our captains. Come on. Okay, so he missed. Okay, so now that we dealt with those, because they can be very annoying. Because basically, once they grab our captains, we lose control of our pikmin. And when we lose control of our pikmin, if they are not in an ideal spot, they are going to die for sure. So now we can try to appropriately deal with these electric bugs. Because like I said, electricity is the one hazard I do not mess around with. However, so with these electric bugs, like I said, they'll charge electricity, but if there isn't a second bug to connect to, they just charge and then do nothing else. So now that there's only one bug left, these are harmless. I guess. So one thing to note is I know I did say that your maximum Pikmin is 100, and you're probably wondering when I started the stream, well, why do I have 98? That is because I am an idiot and I got some of them, and I had 2 of them eaten on the first floor. That's the one thing, is there's going to be casualties. There's not really much I can do about it other than just try to make it as least as possible. Okay, so this looks like a recovery floor with some deuterinos. Okay. I want to see. I think we have the most of these guys, so we're gonna. So I want to try to get as many purples as I can, because in the one zone that you unlock by beating the main part of the game. Okay. Ooh, there's even less of those. Okay. We're gonna go with blue. There's a lot of these guys on this floor. The other reason why I want to get a lot of purple Pikmin is because they are, in a very short word, busted. Because, like I said, when you throw them initially, they have a stun, but if you throw enough to just keep that stun going, not only can the enemies not do anything. Also, that is an upgrade I am actually happy to get. So, in this game, they introduced like actual upgrades specifically to like the captains. So that is one of them that I do know of. The being able to pluck Pikmin with your horn is one of them. This is another. So this is Brute Knuckles. It lets your punch actually do quite a bit of damage. So we just dealt with their spider-like creatures called dweebbles. They'll be a very reoccurring theme, especially with this second half of the game that we're playing. The Pikmin types in Pikmin 3, which I do have. I'm not sure if I would replay it or not right now. Oh, that's one of the things that can happen with eggs is just little. They're called mitites, I believe. Mitites is the word. They don't actually harm your Pikmin; they just scare them, which in a very not great spot they can become lethal because like they'll scare your Pikmin off into danger. But for the most part, they themselves don't actually do anything. Okay. So I think with that being said, that leads to the surface, that leads further down, so we're going to go with that one. So further down we go. In Pikmin 3, they introduced two more types of Pikmin. Rock Pikmin. So they were immune to crushing. Also, really? Huh. That's interesting. Good. Yeah. No. Oh, I hate these boulder guys so much. Because if you don't move fast enough, it can wipe out a very significant chunk of your Pikmin, like you just saw. Come on, come on. So what we keep killing, so this is what a normal Bulblin looks like, or Bulborb looks like, except they don't have the Pikmin leaf on the back of their back. Those are Bulbmin. I'm not sure what it stems from. However, they also have baby Bulbmin that once the mother is gone, they actually will we're gonna do this a smarter way. Like, once the mother is gone, or the adult, I should say, they will actually listen to you as though they were Pikmin. So we're gonna use these guys to just clear out these other guys. I don't think that'll circle around enough to... Oh, wait. Yes, it did. Huh. Well, that's neat. So these are cannon beetles. They walk around and they shoot boulders. They're not nice. They can... I mean, obviously, a lot of things in most situations can be very dangerous if they were given the circumstances, but just they are a lot higher because they don't take as much circumstances to become dangerous. So I'm trying to carefully maneuver around all these things because, like I said, water is a hazard in most games here. So we are going to throw this Bulbwin, which has... it's basically immune to all hazards. Well, all except for being crushed and exploded. But like all natural hazards... the only thing it's not immune to, like I said, is being exploded, crushed. And the other downside is you cannot, once you exit a cave, they do not come with you. They stay in the cave. Okay, so we're going to grab... we're gonna let them carry that treasure back. So I don't think I did explain it. So like I said at the beginning part of the game, our second commit captain is Louis. However, we left him on the planet and we're trying to find him. So in his place for the second half is the president of the company that we work for. Okay, there are no other treasures. So we're going to advance to the next floor. I don't actually know how many floors are in this one. I know it does not exceed 14 because 14 is the number of the highest number of floors, and that is for the one that Louis is actually in. So like I said there is a chance that boulders can appear. It's very, very random. So I think we are a little bit safe enough to... Whoop! Hey, what do you do? Are you allowed up here? Hey. Get down. You're knocking everything around. Get down. So, as I mentioned before, white pikmin can see things in the ground, and that's what they're currently working at. Oh, wow. Neat. I want to walk in here a little carefully because of that. So we lost the pikmin, but I don't know which pikmin. Spouse alert. So whenever we have collected all the treasures on the floor, the radar will stop and it will turn gray like that. So once we get these orange spotty bulb orbs, I think that's what they're called. There's an entire encyclopedia for these in their actual names. So now we're going to advance to the next floor. So holes let you go deeper into it, or if it's on the surface, let you go into a cave to begin with. And geysers let you go back up to the surface. So it's kind of like a, hey, if you feel that you need to go back up, you can. Okay. So this is the final floor. It'll always tell you if it's the final floor. And yes, that is an actual fart noise. That is intentional because... well... oh. Okay, we need a better spot. Because here is the Empress Bulblin. And she is making babies happen. So Empress Bulblin, she is a boss. Um, she, you throw Pikmin on her to damage her. She'll get ticked off after a while, and she'll roll around, as we see. Normally, that's all she does. However, this is one of the later stages that they introduce, which introduces the fact that she can make babies. Dang, those things are fast at eating things. Alright, so we got another one of the upgrade treasures. I believe this lets us run faster. Yep, and it also lets us not be blown away. Yeah, that's what you get. Okay, so now that we are finished with the cave entirely, because like I said, I'm trying to collect all the treasures, we are going to head to the geyser and head to the surface. And it'll tell us how we did, which probably is not going to be too great since started out at 100 and left off with 67. To me, I'm not entirely worried about the fatalities, so long as my purple Pikmin count is actually pretty decent. Because like I said, there's an item in the game that I need straight up, I actually straight up need 100 Pikmin, or 100 purples for. Oh, did I miss a treasure? I did. Man. Total of 58. I think what we're going to do is we're going to deposit all of our purples. We're going to take out a bunch of reds. Then we're going to run back to that cave. So this is the surface. If we defeat enemies or even I think it's just petal posies. So there'll be like little flowers, but instead of the actual flower head or the center, it'll be a pellet with a number on it and a color. If you defeat those, it'll drop the pellet, just the pellet, and you take it to they take it to the onion, and it makes more of them. Similar to like fallen enemies. Man, these leafies are so slow. That was that one. So now, since I'm just going for the one treasure, I'm not all too worried about deaths. Obviously, I don't want to lose all of my whites. I don't think I will, because I can't remember if it's just that... Oh man, we are losing so many of these guys. Come on, guys, pick it up. because I believe we have some, oh no, we don't have any in the ship, so we definitely don't want to lose all of them. If we have some, then it's enough. If we're fortunate, we'll pick up some more, because like I said, I brought a bunch of reds so that if we're given the opportunity to pick up more, then I'll definitely do so. Because the trade-off for like purples and whites being so strong is you can only get them in the caves, at least in this game. When Pikmin 4 comes out, they're introducing, I think it's like 1 or 2 more types, maybe 3, I can't remember. But they're basically making sure all types that have been introduced before are coming back. So purples are coming back, whites are coming back, rocks are coming back, flying type Pikmin are coming back, which that was the other one I was trying to get into what some of the ones from Pikmin 3 were. In Pikmin 3, they introduced rocks which were immune to being crushed, and they let you break crystal or even ice obstacles. I don't think they did a stun like purples do, but I could be wrong on that. Okay, so it was on this floor. I thought I missed one on this floor, but I wasn't sure. Okay, so it's definitely giving us another shot at white, so that's good. And then the other Pikmin type they introduced was flying Pikmin. Some people call them pig Pikmin. I just call them flying Pikmin because that's what they are. They fly. They fly. They don't do very much damage, but they have a unique, not only a unique attack, but they are also unique. So like enemies that don't fly can't touch them. But there are also certain enemies that like I believe there's like a spider enemy that will set up base there and just wait for them to fall into their net. Okay, not here. Not there. Oh. Just keep throwing. Yeah, maybe I should just go through the whole way just to get more purples. Okay, that is the last treasure. But yeah, because I think the only other thing we can do outside of the cave is just try to repopulate our reds, blues, and yellows. But like I said, I definitely do need more purples because I only have 50. So yeah, we're definitely gonna take the. We're gonna keep going just so we can get more purples. Ooh, there's a purple flower right there. How far? Okay, the hole's pretty far on this one. So with these caves, it's actually, other than specific floors, most of the floors are, in a sense, procedurally generated. I think we can just take the long way and be safe. Man, these guys are so slow. Can't remember if this is the recovery floor or not. Because I think there's only 8 floors. Yeah, this is the recovery floor. So, we're gonna. Get some more whites. So one thing about these candy pop flowers, they will only take a maximum of 5 pikmin. So once you throw 5 pikmin in, it's done. It will not. Okay. So we do have a couple more leaves, so we're just gonna make them drink up there. Okay, last time we spawned right on top of the hole on this floor. This time we are nowhere near the hole. And as a matter of fact, we are quite literally in a bad spot for everything here. Oh, this is very bad. Okay, to try to make this as not messy as possible. Oh, yep, nope. Oh, that was messy. I can't remember. This is the floor that had all the boulders. Yep. We don't actually need the blues anymore. Because I think level 8 is the one that has Empress Bulb Orb, whatever. Go this way. Gonna wake this guy up on accident. Lose 2 whites, because, oops. Gonna stand still. These boulders. We're gonna move a little bit more. And then we're just gonna just go straight down the hole. Okay. And then we're going to try our best to just get to the hole. All you hear is okay, bye. Okay. Because now I have the Valley of Repose done. Man, I only gained like 8. What's my lowest? Reds, actually. So maybe that wasn't just such a great idea to take so many reds. Oh, that's the wrong thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to deposit everything except for reds. No, get in the ding. Then we're just gonna start mass producing reds. But before they actually get the pellets over, we're gonna pull as many as we can out. Because once the threshold hits the maximum, they won't physically spawn in the overworld or in the world, but they will build up in this like a storage in the onion. I don't think there's really anything else we could do for the rest of the day. So we're going to go to sunset manually. So these games, they have a day-night cycle. So it is from dawn to dusk, and because once nighttime comes, the monsters, the creatures become a lot more hostile, a lot more dangerous. Okay, so that's done, that's done. I don't want to quite hit there yet, so we're gonna go to the Awakening Wood, because we also have a surface treasure to still get. I think I know which one it is. It's not a very easy one to do. We're probably gonna need some blues. Wait, what? Okay, before anything else, we are going to go over here because these guys are breaking our bridge and we are not okay with that. So we're just... Yep, that is why. Because when I first got the blue Pikmin, I left some over here and I did not get them. So these are your basic Spaldy bulb orbs. Okay, we're going to go this way. We're not going to touch that flower because that's not a flower. That's an enemy in disguise. Okay. Don't do that. Alright, since we have the treasure down and we have quite a bit of blues, we're just gonna swap these out. he's under the bridge, that's why. Oh, did they get stuck on corner? They did. Poor little saps. Okay, so those are spicy sprays, which are definitely appreciated. So there's 2 caves left that I need to do in this area. So one is going to be behind this little wall here. And the other one is going to be right there. They aren't appearing on the map because I haven't gotten close to the holes for whenever I do get them. We don't necessarily have to start the actual holes today. If anything, it's probably a better idea just to prep. Okay, so that's the last surface treasure other than the very last area. think while I'm waiting on all these things to start up, I'm going to go scout out these holes. Okay, so what do we need? Electric and fire, okay. That's not actually as bad as I thought that one would be. I think I have a suspicion I know which boss that is, because each one has a specific boss. Oh hey, that... I didn't even have to lower the gate and it triggered it. A high-pitched wail. Oh, I think I think this is the bird hole, and I think the other one... So we got 4 spicy sprays. I just want to double check. So anytime, yeah, so... Oh, you know what? So no, that one is Emperor Bulblax, and then that one's the Frilled Snagrix? I think that's the name, I don't know. It's been a while since I memorized these names. So anytime it gets to dusk, like I said, the creatures get more dangerous. But to signify that, like, you gotta make sure that all of your Pikmin, like, it starts at 10-second count, and you gotta make sure your Pikmin are within a certain radius of, like, the onions / ship, because then they're safe. Otherwise, they'll get left behind and eaten by the night creatures. So one thing about Pikmin, like in general, is you have to give them direct commands. Otherwise, they, for the most part, won't do anything. Like if you leave them idle nearby something they normally can interact with, they'll do it automatically. But otherwise, they'll just sit like this, where they will do nothing. I think we're gonna fight the burrowing snagrit and then try to open up this hole so I can see what we need for this one. Okay, we're gonna run. We're gonna wait for him to surface again. Alright, and we got him done. Everything but fire. Okay, so in that case, we're gonna save that for after this one, because we're gonna do Ball Black's Kingdom. Nope, wrong thing. I need yellow. I would like 50 yellow, please. In a realistic sense, for the most part of these, you can do them in a somewhat non-linear order. Okay, I just want to make sure everyone got over here. Alright, Ball Black's Kingdom, here we go. Red flat, yeah. That's kind of interesting. So now we got reds, yellows, whites. Huh, neat. Okay, a lot of fiery enemies. That's not the right pikmin. say, if there's only like one... Tearstone. If there's only like one treasure per floor, this is going to be a very, very quick cave. Heck, we might even get through the other one today. This day. Depending on how many floors Emperor Bulblin's land has. Okay. So we got Flyboys. Globlolins. Which is actually kind of nice, because since we picked up the shoes, we don't get blown away by these guys. At least, we don't. The pikmin still do. Pikmin don't get shoes. Alright, give him a hand. Okay. Next floor hole over here. Wait. Okay, so there's the electricity. Oh, there's purple flowers. And electric beetles everywhere. We're just touching our bases here. Since I used yellows on the other floor, we're gonna use some reds on this one. Ooh, that's why I don't mess with electricity. Oh shit! That surprise Wollywog kind of got me, not gonna lie. Okay. Good. Oh, that is a bomb rock. Those are not okay. Any more of these little shitters? Okay, that's fine. You can drop bitter spray things. That's fine. That is not fine. Those are not fine. I think that's a bamboo shoot. Anxious sprout. Okay. We're gonna get... No, don't throw people. We're trying to leave the floor, not leave people behind on the floor. Okay, more purple flowers. That's good. I think we're gonna use yellows this time. I have a sneaking suspicion that this floor is going to be boulder drops randomly, so we're going to proceed a little cautiously. So, it is more bomb rocks. Just to be on the safe side. colossal fossil. Okay. There was no... I don't think it's over there, but we'll go back if it is. Ah, you have treasure. The treasure was inside you all along. Okay, so that's the last treasure. Hole's over there. Okay. Now we just need to get to the hole and try to not lose anybody. With any luck, we'll avoid any more bomby Rockies. Okay, so this is going to be Emperor Ball Blacks. Funny enough, this was the final boss for the first game. That did not take very much effort at all. And this makes us resist. This makes us immune to fire. Apparently, we only lost 13 in that fight. Forged Courage. But we are not finished quite yet, because there's still treasure on this floor. Oh, you get out of there. Get out of the water. Please tell me they don't try to do. Thank you. Okay. Goodness gracious. Okay, so now, reds, you can go in the box. Alright. So we will need these pikmin for the snaggered hole. Then I would say, once we get through this hole, we'll just do some setting up for the final area, like getting the berries to make sprays, repopulating our pikmin, stuff like that. Even though we lost some weights, I think it's mitigated by the fact that at least something's going down with it, like it's an even transaction. I think there's another treasure up here, but I could be wrong. Crystallized telekinesis. Yep. Feather. Leviathan feather. Alright. Maybe I should have burnt reds just so we had a little bit more offensive power. I think I only had 11. So that's another evil flower. I could tell by the that's the last enemy, and we got no more treasures. Honestly, I don't actually care about that. Let's just move on. I wonder how many floors this hole has. If Bulblax only had 7, I'm willing to say this one might have 8. Or, no, sorry. Wrong way. 6. I think it might have 6. Okay. Doors. Lots and lots of doors. Well, we're just gonna start opening a door. Because this one, if it's nectar, then we can just go a lot faster. Aha! I knew it. It's the burb. I bet there's another one. Purple flower. Oh yeah. Give me that purple flower. Meat central. I just want to check. Okay, so I have more blues. Blues are the ones that are definitely going to be used for this. Nope, don't want to use that one. Ooh. It's not nectar, but I'll take. Ooh, excuse me. It's not nectar, but I'll take it. So this is floor. We're going into floor 4? Yeah. Okay. Oh no. Anytime it's a rusty floor, it's never a good sign. tell you what we're gonna do. Well, we're gonna grab this. Gonna grab these guys, and then have our residential cannon beetle be a little buddy, and maybe nope, missed. Hey, thank you. Okay. Damn it. Now that most of the enemies have been taken care of, we are going to now take care of the last cannon beetle and hopefully safely start hauling this stuff back. Okay, whenever we get back from this treasure, we need to call our pikmin back or they're going right off the edge. Like that. Okay. We're gonna mitigate that. We're gonna cheese a little bit because it saves whenever you move from floor to floor. And I would rather not lose that many. Question is it gonna spawn? No, it's a completely different layup. You son of a bitch. Okay. Yep. Okay. Cupid's grenade. Surprisingly, I think we still have all of the purples that we got so far. Okay, can we get someplace that is not a giant hole? Damn it. Okay, so now we have another new enemy. I forget what it's called, but it literally jams up our treasure finder. Yeah, just take that. Yeah, it's fine. And there he is. Now the question is this the only treasure on this floor? Emperor Whistle. Nope, there's more to be had on this floor. But since that enemy's gone, we no longer have to worry about being jammed. We can just straight up find what we're looking for. Maybe. Maybe this hole goes a lot deeper than I thought. Nope, it's this way. No? I think that should be the last one on the floor. Alright, I'm gonna take a... Actually, I think we're gonna call it there for tonight. I'm not sure when I'll be streaming again, but I will definitely post it whenever I'm up to it. In the meantime, you can always hit up my YouTube up there for any of my previous content. This should be going up sometime within 24 hours, I'd say. In the meantime, I'll see you guys next time.